Listen, I was driving by a Quick Check. I'm in Jersey, right? Tell me why I had to make a U-turn because I got to get me a Quick Check coffee, yo. I think there's something wrong with me. Like, I had to stop and get this Quick Check coffee. I don't know why. I gotta get the coffee, bro. I don't know what it is about Quick Check coffee. I gotta get it. Oh, let me find out they don't got my flavor. Right back. Alright. So I got my Quick Check coffee, man. I don't know what it is. But look, I went to Burger King, and it was a guy, and he was ordering food, and you could tell that the person he was with most likely was his father or somebody in his family that, you know, a loved one, an elder. So anyway, I was like, let me ask this to him. Like, man, is that your father? He was like, yeah. You know, and I was like, dang, because he made sure his pops got everything. His father ain't had to stand up for nothing. And I'm like, man, that's good that you're doing that. You know, you do stuff like that, and you could tell he got like a real close relationship with his pops, a real good one. And I was like, are you Hawaiian? I thought he was Hawaiian or Philippine, and he was like, he's Samoan. I'm like, okay, makes sense. Like, you're not gonna see that. Like, the American culture, we don't really have that. We don't really take care of those, like our parents or people who are before us, the older than us and stuff. And then the thing is, if we keep living, we're gonna be the older ones, you know. But this is how I see it. If I want to say to the people who like between 20 and 40, those who are like between that age group, don't think that, you know, your shit don't stink. Part of my Dutch. Like, don't act like, you know, you got all this bop, like everybody bouncing around and you thinking you young and you vibrant. Keep living. Keep living. Nothing we got today is without someone previously making a way. So like, there were typewriters before there was computers, and if you made a mistake on a typewriter, that was it. You know, and before typewriters, we had to write things by hand and so on and so forth. So whenever you guys come across any type of technology or any type of new invention, don't act like why somebody who's been here, who's in their 60s, 70s, why they can't get it. Don't do that. Don't ever try to use your seniority, your bossiness, I'm the president of this organization, and then you have somebody who's in their 60s who's your subordinate and you trying to talk down on them or get aggravated that they can't understand something as fast as you think they should. Because if you live long enough, I guarantee you it'll be full circle. There will be somebody just like you getting on you for not doing what you thought they were supposed to do. As a matter of fact, I feel like if you start having salt, like, just leave them alone. Honestly, I that's why I can't be a person who can hire and fire, and because there's no way somebody works in my company or in my business, and like a lot of times they just want somewhere to get up. Like they want a reason to get up in the morning, so they get up and they go somewhere. So if there's a way I could just allow the person to come and go, like, all right, you start at 8 o'clock, you leave at this time, unless this individual has Alzheimer's or health is just, they on hospice, something, they just medically can't do it. Even if I told them come at 8 and they show up at 3 and they get off at 4, I'm like, fuck, bro, they paid their dues, man. As long as he's not being disrupted, that's just who it is. Like, we just be like, man, that's just Bill, Bill just being Bill, Dave just being Dave, Bob just being Bob, Gary just being Gary, like Tobias just being Tobias. Like, I could only imagine the stories Tobias has. Like, why don't we have a time where we pull Tobias to the side and be like, Tobias, what was it like growing up? And just listen to Tobias and just get the jewels and the foresight of what Tobias seen. It was a different time, before the internet, before the caller ID, before the TV, maybe. Like, what was it like for you to go to, like, just instead of us getting rid of Tobias, why don't we, not memorialize, but like, why don't we make Tobias, immortal? Like, talk with him and just have his story and have his, because as Tobias speaks, I guarantee you it's going to bring more and more things out of him. And it's going to be something that I like. Maybe some other kids that don't care about this stuff, they just want to sit in front of them and play Roblox or Fortnite. Maybe they don't care. But I would love to hear what Tobias had to go through and what he heard and what he experienced. Like, what was Tobias' first girlfriend like? What was it like with your first kiss? Like, Tobias probably said, like, we weren't allowed. Just couldn't even, man, like, what? What happened? Like, you didn't have this. So, girls would dress like this and, you weren't allowed to until, it could just, I know it was a different time. And so if you work with some people who the creator, time has shown that they have wisdom. When I was growing up, if someone had the gray hair or any type of season of salt or platinum, whatever you want to call it, when they began to start having that, you really had to bow down to them, man. Like, you gave up your seat. It was like you worshiped them, you served them, because life is showing you that this person has been and has endured and has paid their dues, that now life should be given, they should be like, they shouldn't have to fight, like, they shouldn't have to walk somewhere and try to be like, I'm physically, like, they shouldn't have to really deal with much. They shouldn't have to rattle their brain. They shouldn't have to, like, I've seen people, they go to the hospital and you have procedures of, like, signing this, signing that, or they email this, and I know you see these young kids, whether it be 21-year-old girls, 22, 23, and they'll see, like, an elderly couple come in and they'll be like, oh, we sent you an email, and it's like, bro, you don't have to take your time with everybody. Like, you don't have to let everybody slide. Be like, you know, if you see me and okay. But this couple right here, like, they probably don't even know the I seen a couple, literally. Where was I at? Was it a phone company? I forgot where I was. She was like, I don't know the password. She was like, they don't use their email or remember the password. It was just a terrible, and you could see them struggling. And it's like, come on, man. Really? Really? Like, they just want to get this done. Like, why are we? But I think for some reason they couldn't bypass. They needed it. But it was the most unnecessary thing. Like, if there's a shortcut you could do for them, like, let it go. Let it go, you know, because they have enough on their brain that you got to sit there and be like they they made it probably for that time, but they had the phone forever. There's probably people who still think Bell Atlantic is a thing. They got AOL emails. Like, when's the last time you heard somebody with an AOL email? But we need to do better, man. Like, I honestly, and I know sometimes some people, some of the older ones, some seniors, they do kind of like, they could be a little nasty. But with that being said, we know that they just nasty, but they harmless. They harmless. They are harmless. They just nasty, and we just gotta, some people could deal with it, some people can't. But I'm talking about that every day when we go out. If we can make these people, those who have been here, if we can make their life a little more reasonable, we got to, man. And I apologize, but I really wasn't the person who was in it like that. But a lot of people say the youngsters, and it was like there was a time where a lot of the older, like the OGs or those who was grown and they was running the streets and they was the ones controlling, they made the other BGs, the gangsters, the little gangsters, the LGs, they made them like they had to follow certain things, and one was like children, you got to be careful with children. Like, if children around, no violence, no crime. Women, for the most part, because there's some ratchet, wild women out there too. But like, when you had the Miss Gladys, the Mama Jones, the Big Mamas and all that, like, we knew. Put the cigarette out, put the drink away, help her with her, like, we would take care of those people. Like, we would take care of our community and those that, especially the mothers, the older mothers, the grandmamas. It was just unspoken. Like, yeah, we lived in a rough area, but this right here, we got to protect our, and we try to keep them things away from where Miss Glenn, like, whew, man. And I feel like the youngsters, they just, they never had that. And they don't care. They so hurt. And they feel so, like, angry because of people letting them down so many times over and over and over again that they don't care. Oh, quick check coffee, man. If y'all ever find yourselves near a quick check, Get a coffee. If you don't do caffeine, get a decaf. I don't know what it is. Quick Check coffee, man. They got that stuff, all the works, the sweetener, all that. Sugar on the cane, whatever it is you need, they have it. Yeah, I don't know. It's Quick Check coffee, man. But yeah, man, I just had to say that when I saw that gentleman, and I just seen what he was doing and how he was taking care of his father, man. You know, like his and his pops was just, I don't know. They're Samoan, so they were speaking a different language. But I just thought it was one of the realest, you know. And I want to be that for my children. Like, I could look like a bum bum. But my children got to be doing, you know, well. But make sure they doing really well, and they know that Daddy loves them, despite all the trials and tribulations. You know, I just thought it was so beautiful, man. And then not for nothing, we don't know how much time we have. So he's with his father, and he's valuing that time with his father. And I could tell, like, that brother, that gentleman, when that day comes where his father's no longer with us on this side, I know it's gonna devastate him. I know it is, because that kind of bond you don't see a lot. You don't see it, because he, like, I think his father asked for something, and he asked one of the workers, and she, like, directed him somewhere else. Mind you, this is Burger King, and, like, she was just, like, you know, saying other stuff under her breath, like, I don't got time for this, I'm doing something else, and I was just like, all right. So he went and he stood at the register counter, and he was standing there for a while. Just to make sure what his father needs, he got. Every little thing he made sure. If his father about to get, I'll get it. Beautiful. But that's how I feel, man. Y'all, if we need to take care of those that made it, that we could do what we could do today. A lot of stuff we benefit today, ladies and gentlemen, is because those before us complained about it. They didn't reap the benefit, but we are. And we owe it to them that they don't have to be going through this amount of stress or pain, or when they say that certain things and they need certain things done and provided for them. We should do everything we can in our power to get it for them, to provide it for them. All right. Okay. So y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Live, love, laugh, and take care of one another.